Hello everyone, this is a quick look at the LEGO Speed Champions Bugatti Centodieci. It comes with 291 pieces. I paid $27 US for it, the normal 8 wide price so far. 27 euros it is, 23 pounds UK or $35 Canadian. Right from the start, I have to say this looks and feels like a beautiful thing to have and to behold in front of me. I really am not a huge fan of the car. I like the car that it's based on a little bit more, the EB110 SS, but I do think that Bugatti did a good job with the design here, a lot better job than Lamborghini did with their throwback Countach based on the Aventador. But I think that this model, as a LEGO model, physically is sculpted just almost to perfection. I mean, it is very good with its accuracy, but it is betrayed by print quality, or rather the lack thereof. This is a case where stickers are actually not holding this thing back. The stickers didn't do so badly. It's the prints, and specifically this one right here especially, and these back here as well. That's a print, that's a print, that's a print, i.e. the things that are clearly the wrong color, that stand out from everything else. Why do the stickers not stand out the way that they usually do? There's a very slight difference in color between the sticker, which covers this entire door, and the piece right next to it, or the piece to the other side right next to it. Very slight difference. They did a weird thing with this. They use clear-backed stickers, but then they put a translucent, intentionally translucent, not accidentally, not just poor quality, intentionally translucent white backing of print upon those stickers. So behind here, it's all white. In between the oval cutouts, it's all white, but just like half transparency or half opacity. And as a result, you just don't see the generally brighter white color of the stickers. So the sticker situation with this car actually turned out quite good in the end result. Now, I don't know why they did not simply use clear-backed stickers and leave the white off entirely so that, custom builders could make their own versions of this car. They would just have to paint a canopy, a custom canopy for it, but all the other stickers would be able to just go onto any other color. I don't know why they didn't do that, but this is the way it is. All the sticker details end up looking pretty good. And the sculpting, again, like I said, the sculpting of this is very nice. It doesn't use the maximum number of fancy, crazy techniques. I think that the coolest stuff was up here towards the front. This is a very simple technique or set of techniques, but works very effectively. How the dash was done actually felt pretty good to me, even though it's also relatively simple. But I think that this just fits the shape and the proportions of LEGO parts very well. It's one of those cases where the source material just fits the LEGO medium exceptionally well. And you see from the underside, there's not a whole lot going on there that's particularly special either, right? It's really just the sum of the parts the whole is greater than the sum of the parts in this case. Opening this up, look at all that beautiful blue. That's very nice, and I like how the blue does come through just a little bit with the newer trans black color for the canopy. And that is just one single sticker going right down the center console, and you've got the fixed position for the in this case, for the steering wheel. Some of these newer ones have a steering wheel that can be rotated up and down. This one's simply fixed. It's angled up a little bit too much, but it's okay. It works out just fine. Of course, you can put two minifigures in there side by side. Everything lines up pretty nicely. I'm just generally really happy with the sculpting. I really feel bad for the designers, both the physical designer and the graphic designer, for the fact that the whole thing is held back by poor print quality, at least in North America. I don't know if it's like that everywhere. I've not checked with other people's versions as of the recording of this video, but yeah, it looks like it's trying to be two colors, or maybe this was a prototype piece, and that just, it's disappointing. The figure looks like a figure from the front. Like, there's not that much going on here, not much to talk about. It has the Bugatti logo right there in the center, but around the back, there's a lot more going on with this rear print. And then underneath, there is an alternate face as well, but that's just that. Here's a quick look at the leftover pieces, including a couple extra prints there. And you see what's going on with the spare wheel covers. You know how normally they include two different options for you with every single car? They've done exactly that here. But the end result is you get a second set of what's already on the car. That's because one of the sets has the right twist. The other set has the left twist. It's a really smart thing that they did, and it allows you to have the correct accuracy. And I really like how they've evolved the design of the wheel inserts themselves. You see there's really nice detail for the hubs, but then also the fact that they extend past the edges of the wheels these days and can even extend up into the area of the tire, I think is really nice. It allows them to simulate even larger wheels than they ever were able to before. And here is the sticker sheet. As you can see, there are a lot of stickers on the set. More of the decorations are stickers than prints. It does have a fair number of prints though, but you can see around the edges how there's just a little bit of white. It's subtle, it's weird. Otherwise it's completely clear backed. So at the end of the day, even though this is a build that won't necessarily satisfy folks who live most of their lives on Rebrickable and newelementary.com, who are looking for every possible weird, bizarre, and brand new innovative use of parts and innovative, technique, won't necessarily satisfy those folks, I still think that the end result as a sculpt is fantastic. I care about the end result. I care about what the thing looks like, especially since it's a display model, right? Lego is a fantastic medium, or brick-based stuff is a fantastic medium, and it's definitely fun. It's a lot of fun to encounter special techniques. But if you use a ton of crazy techniques and the thing doesn't end up looking like what it's supposed to be, well, is it really worth it? For some people, yes. For me, no. All right. Again, I paid $27 US for this, 27 euros, 23 pounds UK, or $35 Canadian for 291 pieces. And ultimately, it looks very much like the thing it's supposed to represent. Very, very much. For something that's made out of Lego bricks, are you kidding me? So good. However, it doesn't look like that. And this is supposed to be a render of what the product looks like. Like these two, very nice, very close, very satisfying. They even, they weren't nice to themselves in where they placed that sticker. You place that sticker for that one right there farther forward and it looks better. But that is clearly white. The top of the canopy there is clearly white, the same white as the rest of the car. You can see it in this picture as well. And then when you look on the front, here's an interesting thing. That sticker shows up being a slightly different color than the rest of the body. So they've actually adjusted here in their render. They're showing that a little bit more blue. Now, it might be partially because of the reflection of the slightly bluish tinge. They've got a bluish light off to the right in this scene, and then they've got a more orangish light, more tungsten light in the background, supposed to represent, later evening sun as the sun is going down, sort of thing. And this is supposed to be, light coming from the city and street lights and such. But that does look like a different color. However, this looks like the same color as this. It's a little bit more orangish here, a little bit more bluish here, but it's definitely supposed to match. And that's not what we get. This is what we pay for, and this is not what we get. And that's not okay. You as a consumer, as a customer, have a right to get what is shown on the box, right? We are required, the companies are required by law to deliver to us what we pay for and what they advertise. So they've advertised a certain thing. They haven't delivered it here. You have a right to buy this, complain to customer support, contact customer support by phone. It's pretty easy. By chat, by email, through their website, and get a replacement for this. You know why you want to do that? Well, one, because you deserve what you paid for, and two, because it hurts the company right in the bottom line. Customer support costs them a ridiculous amount of money. It hurts them a lot when they have to deliver on their customer support promise. So they track that when it does happen. And if they get enough reports of something being wrong with a particular feature or a particular way that they're producing things, they will change it. But we do have to take advantage of that customer support that's baked into the huge prices of these things that we're paying for here. Either that, or we can just decide to vote with our wallets right up front and not buy things that we already know based on reviews, we already know are not matching what is shown on the box. So we have the power here to make a change. The company should be making a change. They should be delivering what they're supposed to, but we have the power to hold them to that and to make sure that they do. I would recommend that anybody who wants to see things get better, do something about it. You can. I contact customer support whenever I can. I do work like 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I have a little bit of trouble, reviewing hundreds of sets per year. I do my best to do my part whenever I can. But I definitely want to recommend that folks who have a lot more time, free time than I, please do your part as well. And yeah, contact customer support if you get this thing because you want it, because you like it, because it looks great, but has that one flaw. And be sure to get replacements for these as well. And if you get replacements and they're still not good, you can contact them again, or you can complain online, or both. You have a right to do that, and they have a right to be embarrassed about that. And we need to talk about these things from a reasonable perspective. And when we have the ability, do something about it. If we care about the company, I care about their products. I don't care about them making $2 billion net profit per year. That's on them, right? But I've always liked Lego since I was a small child. I want them to be successful, and I want them to continue to deliver great stuff like this is, with the exception of that. And they know it. They're turning the wick down on quality, and they don't have to. We've seen plenty of examples recently of their continued ability to print things well, to do a better job than this. But I'll get off my soapbox for now, because I did say this was going to be a quick look. Sorry for lying about that. I just kind of feeling it here because this is just so close. It was this close to greatness. This close. This close. Thank you for watching. Hope that this was of some value to you as a video, and I'll talk to you again soon.